Alright everyone, how are you doing? Time for a bit more of West Ham United news. Not on the pitch, but this time off the pitch, in the transfer market, in baseball grounds, in theme parks, on golf courses, everywhere across Tampa, where the Hammers are, over in the USA, ready for our final game out there, where we will play Crystal Palace to nearly wrap up our pre-season, come home, play against Celta Vigo in the Betway Cup, and then kickstart the Premier League season at home to Champions League qualifying Aston Villa. But before we get into all the news, make sure to get these stickers from fcstickers.co.uk. Here are some West Ham ones, really cool. West Ham Special, West Ham Union Jack, and the one I just showed you, this West Ham Weekend Defender one. There's plenty more on the website fcstickers.co.uk that you can go and check out and use code BUBBLES5 at checkout for 5% off. And it's not just West Ham. If you're watching as not a West Ham fan, you can get them for any club across the 92 in the National League, even England stickers, using code BUBBLES5 at checkout for 5% off. So go get them for the 24-25 season. But enough of that. Let's get into the video. So, we are all aware of the Somerville deal coming in from Leeds United. A fee has been accepted for £25 million plus add-ons. It's a here we go from Fabrizio Romano. Somerville looks happy to join West Ham and play back in the Premier League after Leeds didn't get promotion after losing to Southampton in the playoff final last season, and he is currently doing his medical. There's two parts to it, and he has completed the first part, which looks promising, and hopefully we can get it done sooner rather than later to fly him out to the USA to play in our last game against Crystal Palace out in Tampa. Then more transfer news, with Nicholas Füllkrug giving a verbal agreement to West Ham United to join the club. The 31-year-old German striker is set to join West Ham United, and hopefully we can get him through the door sooner rather than later once again before the season starts, and maybe he is the answer to all of our prayers in that striker department. And then this one came out of the blue, and I'm not really too sure what to think about it. I don't know if it's even progressed through the talking or speculation stages, but Wataru Endo from Liverpool, 31 years old, Japanese, central defensive midfielder. I think he's quite a good player, but again, quite old. We're looking at Füllkrug, who's 31 himself, but we are desperate for a striker, whereas we are not as desperate for a CDM. We have got Alvarez, we have got Souček, and there's another player later on this list that we're looking at as well to fill in that CDM department. So Endo, not 100% sure on, but if we could get him for a bit cheaper, maybe, who knows, he could come to West Ham and put a proper shift in. But it clearly means something, as he is highly wanted and rated by sporting director Tim Steidten, who has basically been in control of all of these transfers so far, and last season managed to get us Kudus and Edson Alvarez. Now, I've said this in a TikTok video, any more of these transfers, we are going to run out of squad numbers. I don't know how many people we want, and honestly, I love it. It feels like I'm playing career mode. But West Ham are after Spanish Carlos Soler, and the Spaniard, our manager, Julian Lopetegui, wants him as well. And honestly, I'm all for it. I, again, think he's a very good midfielder and someone that I would like to bring to West Ham. I'm not sure who would play over and would he get into the starting 11, but again, for a decent price, it would be a very good signing, as Lopetegui does like his style of play. And we go again with Manchester United right back Aaron Wan-Bissaka reaching a verbal agreement to have a contract until 2029. However, the two clubs, West Ham and Man United, have a bit of a disagreement in the pricing. I think West Ham want to pay around 10 million, but Man United want to receive around 18 million. I do think this issue will get resolved, but you don't want to mess around with it too much in case that we don't actually get him. To be honest, I think West Ham should just pay around 15 million, meet in the middle. Happy days, we'll take Aaron Wan-Bissaka and slot him in at right back. But we are after Guido Rodriguez. He's a free transfer, 30 years old, CDM. He could be better than Thomas Souček. It depends if Souček is even going to play next season next to Edson Alvarez. It depends how Lopetegui wants to line up. We know he's familiar with a sort of 4-3-3, but it depends how many more players he is obviously going to sign. And if Guido Rodriguez is one of them on a free transfer, that could be a very good signing. He was let go from Real Betis last season and played with Argentina in the Copa America, winning the Copa America, and now he wants to challenge in the Premier League. So it would make sense for him to come to West Ham, and hopefully this is another deal that we can get over the line. And I'm also told by reliable source Ed Kirby that Guido Rodriguez played alongside Edson Alvarez at Club America from 2017 to 2020. And all I'm saying is hopefully they can show this sort of energy on the pitch, as over in the Busch Gardens theme park in Tampa, this was Thomas Souček and James Ward-Prowse on the highest hybrid roller coaster in North America. But going going for a bit more of a calm approach, James Ward-Prowse then opted to meet up with Billy Horschel to play some golf alongside Danny Ings, Andy Irving and Aaron Cresswell with Billy Horschel's famous West Ham United golf bag. And the final bonding activity of the day out in the USA for the Hammers was to go and watch some baseball. A different sport, obviously, to football. Watching the Rays, unfortunately they lost though 6-2 to the Merlins, which is a shame for them and hopefully not replicated in our game against Palace on Sunday. But speaking of that game against Palace on Sunday, the Stateside Cup is still well and truly up for grabs, with Wolves on 3 points finishing their games on a 0 goal difference. Crystal Palace on 3 points with a +2 goal difference after beating Wolves the other night 3-1, and then West Ham United on 0 points with a -2 goal difference. But going into that game against Palace, if we win by 2 goals, all 3 Premier League clubs will be level, and if we win by 3 goals, we will become the Stateside Cup champions. I know, the biggest trophy known to man, but hopefully we can win it, as it would be nice as we could possibly start the season on 2 trophies if we win the Stateside Cup and then win the Betway Cup at home to Celta Vigo. Come on, you Irons. On this channel we cover all sorts of West Ham United news, and that is not just on the pitch or in the transfer market. Edson Alvarez proposed to his girlfriend Sophia, so congratulations to them, and obviously El Machin, well in son. And also great to see him back from that injury after picking it up in the Copa America for Mexico. Jarrod Bowen and Alphonse Areola also met up with the team, meaning that the whole squad is completely reunited for the first time since the end of last season in that game where we lost away to Man City. This is great to see, as now Lopetegui can fully get his ideas across to the entire squad, as opposed to having a bit of a broken up one with players all off on international duty and everything else. Great to see Jarrod Bowen and Alphonse Areola back in the side. And our final bit of news covers a player on EAFC 24, and that player is Footy's 95 rated Mohamed Kudus. Yes, you can put him into your past and present or your West Ham teams, or even if you're not a West Ham fan, in your ultimate team for completely free by completing these 4 objectives in the game right now. And the last thing, I've been sent some very exclusive footage from West Ham United's training camp over in Tampa, getting ready for our game against Palace, from James_Cole24. So thank you very much, James. Here are the clips. And that is all the West Ham United news for today, so please make sure to like and subscribe if you did enjoy the video. It will be greatly appreciated. It goes a long way. And also make sure to get these stickers from fcstickers.co.uk, not just West Ham but any clubs across the EFL, in the National League, national teams. Use code BUBBLES5 at checkout for 5% off. It helps you, it helps me, it helps everyone. Come on, you Irons.